Final segment of ATL Day Ones with Jarvis and Tenitra. Want to say thank you for rocking with us throughout the entire show. Remember, whenever you miss us or whenever you feel like, man, I didn't listen to ATL Day Ones today, guess what you can do? Go to your wherever you download your podcast and download us today. It's free. And when you get there and you download us and you listen and you're having a great time because you just listened to some amazing content, you guys are just laughing along and everything like that. When you're feeling good, go do something good. Go ahead and give us a 5-star review. We really appreciate that in advance. I'm gonna be nice because we got about to get ready to wrap up the show. Because I don't want to get on nobody's nerves today. But T, this is For the Culture. It is the intersection between sports, entertainment, and the culture, and I think this definitely qualifies it from an entertainment standpoint.
Yes.
Now, we know that, when you sent me this story, I started looking at the link, and I was like, the source? I was like, I didn't even know that still existed. The source was the magazine that pretty much raised me when it comes to hip hop culture and what's going on and when albums drop and all that stuff. So when I came across this, I was like, this is very interesting. So now, Ryan Rudin, who's Capital Music's executive vice president of experiential marketing and business development, was talking about a rapper that they just signed. Okay, why is this relevant? Relevant, right? The rapper's name is Mika, and he's on TikTok and got a couple singles out and everything, and they have earned over 1 billion with a B views and accrued over at 10 million followers on TikTok. All right, cool. All right, Jarvis, what's the big deal? The big deal is this is AI. It's an AI rapper. For those who don't know, that's artificial intelligence. So basically a virtual rapper, not a real person. They're going to be in their own commercial
Yeah.
that's going to be produced by Apple Music. T, so where the money going to? Can I
Right.
figure out who getting paid? Can I be the bodyguard for the virtual rapper? You know what I'm saying? Can I be a virtual bodyguard? And can I
Right.
get paid and sign a contract too? Man, it is just, I am amazed at how people make money these days, but this
Right.
takes the cake, T. This absolutely takes the cake.
Yeah. For a true hip hop head like me, I'm like, it just, at moments,
I
it
have
made
so
me
many
angry.
questions.
At moments, yeah, I was just like, I don't understand. And trust and believe, the rap game these days has enough bootleg, lowbrow rappers that should never crack a mic and should never spit 8, 16, 64, or any bars whatsoever.
Exactly, yes.
So why in the world did anybody think that we needed a virtual rapper? And then I think it's an affront to hip hop culture because
Right.
hip hop culture has always been about telling our story as African Americans or as individuals who came up from, the streets, if you will, or just modest beginnings, and talking about our plight in a way that could not be communicated in other forms of art, right? So how are you a virtual? You don't exist. You don't exist. So
Yeah.
where are you picking up your experiences from, right? So when I am thinking about, and I'm gonna take it way back because I watched this program that is called Origins of Hip Hop.
Right.
So some of my last
Oh, yeah, it's a good dope
episodes,
show.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yes.
So some of the last episodes that I watched were about like Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five and Melly Mel and that sort of thing. And it was talking about that is the origin of hip hop, and it came from one of their biggest songs, "The Message." Came from them talking about things that were happening in the world that were not being broadcast on regular TV, if you will, or on some random radio station or newspaper. And you can bring that up actually all the way to today because that is Kendrick Lamar. He is our guy who
Yes,
really
indeed.
puts things first and foremost. So my question to you at what is it, Capitol Records? What experience does an AI, something that's created and generated from your mind, that doesn't speak to the heart and soul of hip hop? And yes, this is me coming from a hip hop head's perspective. I have a huge, huge problem with this because you are, what's that word we use? Appropriating. You're appropriating for our culture, and I don't appreciate it.
Ooh, ooh, Lord, yes. You are preaching, my sister. I think that that's gonna be something that definitely got to keep an eye on because when you're talking about making that connection, right? Like I know that I can listen to a certain album and it's gonna
Mhm.
immediately take me back to a certain place,
Yeah.
a time in my life, or I take me to a place at a time in my life where I actually met that artist and interacted
Mhm.
with that artist, and they were just exactly how I thought they would be. So
Mhm.
it's just something that what you're talking about. You're on to something, T. Like you're on to something. That's definitely hip hop has spoken to us. It's had an effect on our lives, and it's been able to
Mhm.
do a lot of things for us, just from enjoying moments with our family, or just taking us back to like just or reminiscing. So
Mhm.
I know you got certain music that immediately takes you back to New Jersey. Like
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like you never really told me too many stories about New Jersey, but I know certain songs. It immediately takes like, yeah, there was some good times. I remember those days, and I think that that's something that I don't know if you're necessarily going to be able to get, because you can't
Yeah.
touch this person. You can't get connect with that person, and I think that that's the unfortunate part when you're talking about a person that doesn't exist, and
Yeah.
or is it AI, or I don't
Right.
even know what to call it. But
Right.
I think that we talking about our mentals and everything, and how we got to get all that together, right?
Mhm.
Everybody's on board with that, and I think
Yeah.
Nike has done something that we definitely have to talk about. But before we get there, T, tell the folks about Coffee AM.
Yes. And Coffee AM, now that is real. You can genuinely get Coffee AM
Yes.
from right
You can
here in
touch
your
it, drink
backyard.
it,
Yes,
see
made
it,
by
cook
some real people who know
it.
your real experience in trying to stay alert in these streets with
Yes.
all the cray cray that has gone on even in the last 24 hours. You have to be on the alert in every single way, and I say that with all sincerity, because whether that is getting to work safely, whether that's getting home safely, or whether that's just keeping you alert at your job, something like Coffee AM, where you're talking about a blend that is natural, a blend that is organic, a company that takes seriously the product that they put in place for you. I think all of that is just amazing. And to think that it's just right there brewed in your backyard as the best small batch roaster in this country. So again, they go all around the world just to get you the best of the best. And if you want to check out exactly how deep that menu goes, whether it's for coffee, tea, or even gift sets, then you need to go to coffeeam.com/ locked on today. As soon as you wrap up ATL day ones, go and get yourself a cup of coffee. Maybe that'll get you ready for your act two for the rest of the evening. Again,
Mm-hmm.
that's coffeeam.com/ locked on. And for that first order, you actually get 15% off. I mean, hey, if I'm looking for some good tea, if I'm looking for some good coffee, and I'm looking for coffee that is literally, or even tea that is literally made to order, this is where I go. Coffeeam.com/ locked on and get your 15% off on your first order today.
The American Psychology Association did a survey back in 2021, T,
Mhm.
and they came to with it was like a little bit over 1,500 people, in the workforce. They found that 79% of employees reported work-related stress.
Yes.
Almost 80%. That is a huge number. So, as we talked about before, Nike they took note. They said, you know what, we're gonna do something about this. So, for the second consecutive year, Nike announced the closure of their global corporate office. It was from August 15th through the 19th, and they're calling
Mhm.
it Well-Being Week for Nike employees to, quote, relax and recharge. How about that? Nike looking out for the folks.
Yes, I definitely appreciate this, because there was a study many years ago that charted the number one time frame, day and time that people in America have heart attacks. Guess what day that was? Sunday. Guess what time of day it
Wow.
was? Nighttime. Guess why? Because they were thinking
Wow.
about the job that they were going to the next day that they absolutely hated.
Yes.
So, what are some of the things that you could do if people hate their gigs? You can give them opportunities to reset, so that that at least gives them a work life balance and helps out tremendously. And listen, one of my best friends, she has been in the pharmaceutical industry for years. Many of those companies are actually based abroad. And she's gotten 2, 3, 4 weeks off at the end of the year. Like, they don't work in the month of December. So this
Wow.
is something, yeah. And Canada is another company country that's really big on it. So this is not new to the rest of the world. This is new to those of us here who think that overworking and working harder is better than working smarter. We'll check the rest of the productivity for the rest of the world, and it will tell you otherwise. Just like Jarvis said earlier today, two runs is productive enough to get you one win. And we hope that the Braves are able to get whatever productivity they need, whatever run support
Yes.
they need for Max Fried so that he can get a dub tonight and the Braves can get a dub. We're going to talk to you guys about it tomorrow. And listen, we're not finished downloading about the Falcons because, hey, they've got a short turnaround window before their next game against the Jaguars on Saturday. So we will continue to download on what we saw last night. We'll tell you guys what we're seeing in practice. And of course, give you reaction to any shocks or any check marks for anybody who got the pink slip this afternoon. So thank you guys again for watching. And you know, we say this all the time, but I cannot tell you how important it is for somebody who works in Colony Square to please be safe in those ATL streets, my friends. Peace, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Y'all come back now, you hear?